to the Ball of Fire channel. So basically what it is I'm looking at the Plymouth Pavilions, the Plymouth City Patriots, and yes, they are returning for another season at the Pavilions. And here is their Instagram page, where you can clearly see that they are returning. What is said by Sarah Phillips is that they are going to develop their plans for a new home. They're pleased to offer support not only to extend their stay for another season at the Pavilions, but also to continue play a key role in ensuring the survival of the basketball club in the city. That is absolutely good news, considering that I was worried that that Plymouth City Patriots could, go into administration just like the Raiders did. So it's good to hear that they are getting supported by the Pavilions this time. I don't know where they're going to go, so it'd be kind of cool if people could give me some information on what area where they could move to in Plymouth, and whereabouts in Plymouth they could be. But that's the news with the Pavilions. Plymouth City Patriots are returning to the Pavilions for this season, which is the 23-24 season. By the next season, 24-25 season, they should be going to a new venue, which is more permanent. So I don't know if that means it's their own venue or just that they're permanently staying there. But I think it's their own venue, which they're going to probably retrofit. That's my guess. They're going to retrofit the venue to be more accustomed to them, and they can start basically doing clubs or what kind of stuff, renting it out, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I was on Instagram, and recently some news came up about the London Lions. Yeah, so basically this is Ryan Schmidt. There's some news that he's actually headed to the NBA. This is on the BBL website, and it says here the London Lions have confirmed that Raymond Moulton Ed Percivio Coach of the Year Ryan Schmidt would be departing the club for a coaching opportunity in the NBA. His departure comes following a successful tenure with the Lions, saw the club win 3 domestic titles alongside a historic milestone in British basketball, becoming the first ever British side to reach the playoff stages of the prestigious Euro Cup last season. He also guided the Lions to a 32-4 championship record, which saw the club lift 3 domestic titles: the regular season championship, the cup, and the playoff championship. Okay. So next up, let's talk about the signings. Now, I'm just looking at Newcastle's signings. I just don't know what's happening, but their signings are looking immense. Newcastle is not playing around in the slightest. They got, decent players. Will Neighbour. They got Malcolm Delpeche. They got Austin, and they got Taj Green. That's already an amazing lineup. Lord knows who they're going to get next. Oh yes, and I just recently they just got Ward Hibbett. He played for the London Lions, so I just only can imagine what this team is going to be like for this season. They are not playing around. They want to get back to the top. London has their work cut out for them. There is no way they're going to just they're not rolling over this time. They're literally, you can see this is a team that is going to compete, definitely going to compete. We know last season with Austin Jr., way how he was playing, it was amazing. This guy can do a lot of things. He's multifaceted. He's quick. He can really. Also, he's got a lot of passion, and he can drive a team forward. And Taj Green's got a lot of passion, so they're just going to ignite. Yeah, this is a scary team for the 23-24 season. This team looks like it could be very dominant. So, yeah, this is a serious team that Newcastle has put together. I just hope London's got a reply for it, because we haven't really heard any signings too much. I know Decker's coming back. I don't know who else is coming back. I believe it's Caboza's coming back. Who else? Jordan Taylor's coming back. Matter of fact, let's talk about those signings. So yeah, this is what we're looking at here when it comes to the signings for London, and we're looking at Tariq Phillip. He's back for London, which he was actually quite good. At the bottom end of the season, he was really good. So I'm absolutely ecstatic to see him back at London. Who else? There is Kareem Peely. I actually didn't see too much of him playing for London, but I'm happy to see him back. I know he's quite decent as well. He's got some good handles and a good shot, but didn't really see too much of him. Kamboza, definitely excited to see Kamboza come back. Kamboza is literally a really talented player. Like he can literally ignite the floor, which is something you need in basketball. You need, because you know that can literally determine the game. Someone that passionate. So yeah, glad to see Kamboza back at London. Luke Nelson, he's making a return back as well. You know, these are great players. Luke Nelson was really good. Like, just be real. Like, Luke Nelson was seriously good last season. Like, you know, he can do it all. And so this is an amazing signing for London Lions to see him come back. Obviously, I think Sam Decker's already signed a contract, so for another couple of years. So I think he's returning. So I hope he's returning. You know, you can never be too sure, because there's always other clubs out there, different leagues that can offer a bit more money. But these are some definitely good signings, and so like the competition next season is looking to be immense. So yeah, would love to see Nelson back. So yeah, let's move on to another signing. Soade. Yeah, he's back. He's a fantastic player. He just gets it done. You know, he knocks a 3-point down, gets it done, blocks, gets it done, mid range, gets it done. He's a get it done player, which is, you know, amazing. He's an amazing player as well. So it's another player returning. Love to see him return. It's still like a really strong team. So London Lions sign is looking pretty decent so far. That's really it, really. I don't know if Sharma's coming back. I hope he does come back, because he's another good player. Really good player, Sharma is. So I hope he does return. But I don't know about any new players, anybody else coming in. Hope they do bring somebody new into the league. But you know, London Lions is an amazing club, so they'll probably bring somebody really talented in. Hopefully, I can hope. I'm going to talk more probably about the signings in the next videos of all the rest of the teams. But they got Mackenzie. We all know Mackenzie last season. Another player who was just like immaculate. Like, this guy was looking unstoppable last season. This guy was incredible. I mean, this is a signing, you know, a very good signing for Leicester Riders. So it is crazy. Yeah, this guy was crazy last season. He literally was making sure London Lions earned that paycheck. You know, he was an amazing player last season. That's all I can say. About Idowu, sorry. I don't really know too much about him. So I'm going to do some research into him. But he's another player that the Leicester Riders have signed. So I have to do some research into him and get back onto probably the next video. I would tell you more about him, but I don't really know too much about this player. But it's another signing for Leicester Riders, and they always pick decent signings. Yeah. Well-known signing, Bridges, another player that's signed. I don't really know too much about him either, but he's another good player. Anyone that really signs for Leicester Riders, I know the coaching staff there literally make sure they pick the best players. They have a good scouting team, so I'm pretty sure the player's strong at something. And this season is going to be very difficult, considering what Newcastle's doing and what they're building down there. But that's really it for Leicester. We've got and Dooku. I think he's signing a season. I don't really know too much about him either. I'm sorry guys, I don't really know too much about these players, but I'm going to do some research. Forgive me, you know, because I used to be one of those guys that used to like the NBA when I was younger. Played a little while but didn't hear too much about it. Now the BBL's out here, so I'm going to do a lot more research into it. I am trying to keep up with the European League games and the UK games. Bit upset about the GB. We're going to talk about GB in another video, about how they're treating the games, how they're not really showing it off in Britain too much. We don't know who's playing for it. You know, these are things that people need to know, because there's a lot of young talented players that play for the GB team. But anyway, that's another video. So yeah, Cheshire Phoenix, I mean, they've been signing some players, man. They've got some serious players for the new season. And you know, they've been signing, like, I've seen a lot of these players, like, you know, EJ Stevens, LaQuincy Radu, Cam Holden. All these guys are playing. I mean, I don't know if we've got anybody else. Aaron Rye, he's another good player, definitely a good player. I've seen him for the Hoop Fix games. Skylar White. All these players are joining Cheshire Phoenix, so I don't know. They're looking like they really are trying to challenge for the title as well. I'm going to probably do some more research into these players again, because I don't really know too much about them. But these guys look amazing. It looks like Cheshire Phoenix is really trying to win a trophy again. They're known for winning it last time, so they're really trying to win that trophy again. So yeah, this is looking like an immense situation at Cheshire. But yeah, their signing is off. Alahodzic, its extension is to 2025. You know, he's a decent player. We always know what happened last season. This guy is a very decent player. He can play, so you know, he's got some skills there. Last season he was doing a lot. He could do a lot of blocking, and he could do a transition shot. Not transition shot. Sorry, he knows how to post up. Really good post up player. So yeah, this is a great signing for Caledonia Gladiators. Oscar Baldwin signed. I don't really know too much about this player. Didn't really see him that much last season. Pretty sure that, you know, he's a good player, but I don't really see him much. Can't really talk much on him. But that's another signing from the Gladiators. Trent Buttrick is signed. Sorry, I said it like that. Sorry. He signed, another player that's been signed. Don't really know too much about him at all, really. But he's a player that signed for the Caledonia Gladiators as well. I was looking. Oh yeah, Onwas, he signed. Well, we know about him as well last season. Great player, good all-round player. So he signed for Caledonia Gladiators as well. Yeah, we got Kyle Jimenez, another player I saw last season, decent player, as well as Johnny Bunyan, Fraser Malcolm. All these players are very great players, absolutely amazing players I saw play last season. So this Gareth has got a very talented team looking to set up, and hopefully they could win some championships. But it's looking to be very competitive with what the teams are doing right now. These teams are looking to compete. So let's move on to the last signing, or last team, and that is the Bristol Flyers team. Sorry Scorchers. This is Sorry Scorchers player Tayo on the Demby. Another good player. Seen him play last season. He's actually a great player. Don't really know too much about Surrey Scorchers. I heard that another player is returning as well. I believe that is Josh Steele. You know, Josh Steele's an amazing player. Let's be real, like this guy can do it as well. And he's charismatic as well, so he can definitely carry a team and be that talisman. So that's really it for Sonic Scorchers. Don't really know too much else about their signings. I don't know if Piadia Wang is returning. Hopefully he does, but I don't know. So I don't really know too much, but yeah, Sonic Scorchers. These are the two signings I've seen so far. So they've got Taylor Ollison, and he's underneath a new contract. I believe he's coming back with this season. That's one of their first signings. So he's a great. We already saw him last season. He's an amazing player. So great to see him for this season. Obviously, hopefully these guys can go deep. Last season they were going very deep into the playoffs, and they were already at the top of the league. So these guys can play. Just hard done by. We got Leslie Smith, another player, decent player last season. You know, if you watch the Bristol Flyers games, it was always entertaining, had me on the edge of my seat all the time. So you know, those games, besides the London Lions games, the Bristol Flyers games were really, especially when they were versing Leicester Riders, those games were really had me on the edge of my seat. Trajan Jacob, another great player, another amazing player that's signing back, you know, for the Bristol Flyers. This guy is an amazing player. We've seen him play last season. He's a very decent player. So yeah, it's amazing to see that he's signed back with the Bristol Flyers. And we got, I don't know too much about this player, but I'll do some research into him. It's Kedrian Johnson, or Kedrian Johnson. Yeah, I don't have to say his name properly. I think it's either Kedrian or Kedrian. But he is a player that I have to research, and I don't know too much about him, guys. I'm sorry. But he looks like a decent player. Obviously, Corey Samuels, you know, he was the talisman last year for Bristol Flyers. Hopefully they use it more. I mean, these young players, let them play, you know. Really let them play, let them take some more time on the court. Even if it's like the last couple of minutes, like if it's the last 6 or 7 minutes, just leave them on the court, let them play. You know, it was a bit upsetting not to see these guys play, but Corey Samuels, to be honest with you, he gets a lot of minutes. Bradley Caboose didn't really get a lot of minutes. Walsh, Riders, he gets minutes as well, but I would love to see a lot more players, the young players from Britain, getting more minutes. So that's it, really. That's it for, you know, the signings. I think the league is going to be immense this season. The signings look amazing. I'm looking at the signings thinking to myself, wow, these signings are amazing. I'm thinking, wow, like if these are the signings, the season for the 23 and 24 season is going to be immense. So I just can't wait for it to start right now. You know, to be honest with you. You know, we know Bristol Flyers is getting itself its new home. These things all help. You know, I'm trying to say to you, like, it's all. That means that they're going to retain their money and all that kind of stuff, which is decent. That means that it helps the team grow, better facilities, better training facilities. It means that players, homegrown players, and players even abroad can come to the UK or even to Europe and get better, not just, you know, put themselves through a grueling a session. They can actually just really focus on their craft and, you know, their skill, you know, and get better. But that's basically it for today. So until next time, guys, I'll see you in my next video. My next video will probably be more about talking about Manchester Giants history, where they are now, and what they can do to probably like get something to invest in the future. Now, I mean, I was thinking maybe somebody from the league could actually reach out to Ferguson. Yes, that Ferguson. And basically ask him if he wants to either be a board member, a shareholder into the Giants basketball team. I mean, it is something that he didn't actually get to finish off last time. So, yeah, but that's for another video. Anyway, until that time, see you. Peace.